What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Divana if you're new, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks so much for tuning back in. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so happy to be able to do this video for you guys. As of March 5th, I am officially 3 months post-op from my breast reduction surgery. And you guys, I am so excited to be able to share with you all the stuff that I've been through these last couple of months. I have a few updates, and I definitely want to share my thoughts and also give some advice to anybody that's thinking about getting a breast reduction, just to make sure that you go about things a certain way, as well as things to look out for, just so that you are prepared. So if you would love to hear more, I would love for you to stay tuned and keep on watching. Okay, you guys, so as I put in the title as well, I started off at a double D and I am now down to a B cup. So if you haven't watched any of my previous videos going over my breast reduction surgery and what I got, definitely check those out. I will have those linked in the description box below as well. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So first update I want to talk about. So at my 1 month appointment, I did have one of my sutures on my left breast, so I had some pus coming out. The picture does make it look bigger than it actually was. It was about maybe a ½ inch, if not a... Okay, you guys, sorry for the interruption here. I just wanted to put in a disclaimer that please excuse the way my eyes look. For one, I had the camera down too low, but I did not want to have to re-record this video and possibly leave out some information. Also, my eyes are super irritated from getting benzoyl peroxide on my eyelids, which always causes an irritation to my skin. So they are definitely inflamed right now. I know I didn't have to put that disclaimer in, but as I was editing, I noticed it and it bothered me so much. But anyways, back to the video. Smaller. It stung just a teeny bit, but not anything that was super uncomfortable. It just made it hard because I was at that point where I was able to start doing my massages. And since that was an open incision, I was not able to start my massages at that point. So I was a little bit devastated by that, but other than that, I was like, okay, it's fine. When I seen her, she took out some of the sutures, that was hanging out from that spot. Everything else dissolved on its own, but she said sometimes they can, you know, pop out, make its way out, want to make an appearance type of thing. And that is what it did. So it did take quite a while to heal up. It took about 2 weeks to actually completely heal. So I do kind of think that delayed my healing process as far as where my incision scars are, because like I said, I wasn't able to massage that area, and I was doing that every single time I showered, and about doing that for like 2 to 3 minutes on each breast. So that was one thing. Now let's go ahead forward. Things are going by really nicely. I am able to lay flat at this point, so I lay with 2 pillows. So I was just laying with both pillows, and then slowly working my way down and down until I felt comfortable. Now, as far as laying on my side, I do lay on my side, but I am super propped up underneath whatever breast is, whatever way I'm facing, just to give me that extra support, because it feels very, very weird to just completely lay on my side. Now, some days are better than others, and I am noticing that, okay, some days I can just lay on my side per usual and it doesn't feel like I need that extra support. But sometimes if I don't have that extra support, it's uncomfortable. Like, I guess I should just say uncomfortable. I was gonna say it's painful. It hurts a little bit, but it's not like excruciating pain. Like I said, it just makes you feel uncomfortable. Speaking of being uncomfortable, so many people are so quick to go braless. So for me before, if you are not aware of my situation, for me getting a breast reduction, I got a breast reduction because I had pretty extreme breast asymmetry. My left breast was bigger, and I went, let's say, I would always compare it to like a cantaloupe, and a grapefruit. So it was very, very apparent. I wasn't able to wear swimsuits if they were not underlined. Sports bras was a no for me unless I did wear them with a bra underneath. And then braless was never a thing, just because my breasts were so uneven that it was just super noticeable, especially if you turn to the side, because my left breast was also wider. It was just really big for me. And I did go through weight loss surgery. I had VSG surgery over a year ago at this point. And then once I lost so much weight and I seen that things weren't going to even out, and honestly, a lot of doctors didn't want to entertain the idea of my reduction until I lost weight, because most of them thought that with weight loss, my breasts would kind of even out, even though it's been something that's been a problem for me most of my life. Anyway, so after losing 80 pounds, I finally went through the process and got my breast reduction done. Back to going braless. So many people want to do that. I am not at the point where I feel comfortable going braless. I have gone braless twice now. And being out of my bra, my support bra, for too long feels extremely, extremely uncomfortable. Like, I'll literally take my arm and like go underneath my breasts to kind of lift them up and support them, because it just feels so uncomfortable not to have that support, not to have them held. So that is just something that I feel like at this point I'm not ready to do. Now, if it is for like only like an hour or so, I think I'm okay. But other than that, it's a no-go for me. Also, I did go braless not too long ago, and I had to wear pasties because, y'all, let's talk about how my headlights be on all the time. They be on all the time. It's not about the temperature changing, any of that. Like, they just like to make an appearance very often. So that was the main reason why I wanted to have pasties on. But I think because my breasts are still healing, that my body did not like that. They definitely did react to the pasties that I had on. So I think I'm just going to make sure that anything I'm wearing as of right now, I'm able to have some type of supportive bra on. I am actually going to be purchasing a wireless, a strapless wireless bra, so that I can wear those certain tops that I want to wear, but I'm still able to be slightly supported. So I know that's a big thing for so many people. It is a big thing for me as well, especially with losing so much weight. I've lost 90 pounds at this point, actually. And it's going to start warming up, and I want to be able to go back, backless, braless, all of that stuff. But I also want to feel comfortable, and I want to also keep my breasts supported. Now, with losing weight, I don't have a lot of breast tissue at the top. So in order for mine to be like super, super high, to get like a good lift, they lifted them as much as they could. I mean, they could be lifted a little bit more, but I'm fine with wearing like a wireless push-up bra or something like that. That part doesn't concern me. Honestly, all I wanted was for my breasts to look as even as possible. That was my big thing going into this. I really don't care about anything else or them sitting up super high. That doesn't bother me at all. And I don't want implants. That is that take on that. I cannot wait. I think as I get to more like 6 months out, I will be really open to being able to go completely braless. Let's get into my appointment. So I had an appointment last week, my 3-month appointment, and she was looking at everything, and I just want to go into detail. So I am going to be inserting some pictures, talking over a few things. Honestly, it's not even pictures. I have 2 pictures to share with you guys because, for one, I don't want to be sharing all my goods. For 2, I'm not trying to get demonetized. So I hope the pictures that I'm even going to show doesn't get flagged on here, but I did want to show something. So let's start off with before my 3-month appointment, about a week and a half before the appointment, I started getting some weird discoloration in my right breast. At first I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like I do exfoliate. And I was like, okay, maybe I exfoliated too hard, or maybe I rubbed my breast too hard, something like that in the shower. So it was a little red. And I was like, okay, thanks, take it easy. And I didn't use any bio oil. I just used my Vaseline lotion So it's like, I don't want to irritate it anymore with anything and let it be. So a few days go by and the redness has gotten worse. I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on? And then the next day I wake up and it's super inflamed. Now, it doesn't hurt. It isn't tender. None of that. Everything else was fine. I just had very red discoloration in my right breast. So I email my plastic surgery company and I say, hey, this is what's going on. Here's the pictures attached. What am I supposed to do? So one of the people emails me back like, hey, you know, the surgeon and the assistant that I work with, they are actually out, but she's going to send my pictures over to their personal email and have them contact me. So she did so, and then some hours go by, or was it the next day? I'm not sure. It was pretty fast though, and I got a response, and the lady calls me. She's like, hey, she's just asking me all these questions. Do I have tenderness? How do I feel? Blah, 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 this, blah, blah, that. I'm answering the questions, telling her how I feel, and she's asking me like, has it gotten better since the last time you checked in, and this and that, and I tell her like, nope, it's actually gotten worse. It's just super, super red. And one thing I didn't tell her, because I don't think I noticed it as much, because I do still occasionally have a little bit of hardness in my breast, and my right breast tends to be a little uncomfortable sometimes, that I didn't think about it, but it was a little like, I kind of felt like a little bit of throbbing, but it's not something that I mentioned at the time. Anyway, she lets me know like, hey, I actually think you have an infection just from what you're describing. So I'm going to prescribe you some antibiotics, take those for 7 days. And then I'm going to check in with you actually in 3 days, see how you're doing. And then I'll check in with you again in 7 days when I'm done taking the antibiotics. I'm like, oh my gosh, that scared me. But she was like, since you're not experiencing any other symptoms, I think it's fine. I think we caught it really early. This happens. And that was that. So I get the antibiotics. I start taking those, and literally within the first day, I start what I call purging. So it was like a snake, you know, when their skin starts to peel. That is what my right breast was doing. My skin was peeling. And I didn't at first think it was associated to like the infection healing up, but long and behold, it was. My skin was starting to peel. Its second layer was coming off. It was slowly just peeling. And it kind of reminded me of like people's faces during a chemical peel. That is exactly how it was. It was slowly, and then I did, like a little child, try to peel it at first, but that was painful. So I definitely stopped trying to do that and just let the purging do its thing and heal on its own. Within the 7 days though, probably 5 days, it cleared up far as like the redness, but the purging, the skin peeling off, that did happen probably like 10 days. It took its time for like that first layer of skin to peel off and heal. So after that, everything was fine. She explained the kind of the infection. I wish I knew what the name was. She said it happens sometimes to parents when they're breastfeeding. But that was something that I didn't experience. I was not able to breastfeed. Story for another day. Anyways, so yeah, that is what happened with that. I'm glad we were able to catch the infection. I'm glad that the place where I got my reduction done, they are very, very quick to respond. No matter what it is, they will get back to you. They are going to make sure that you're taken care of. Any question that you ask, no matter how many times you reach out to them, they are there for you. They don't just give you the surgery and say, okay, we got our money, go about your way, you know? So I really do love that. So yeah, let's get into my appointment. So I go into my appointment. She's asking me, you know, how are you feeling after everything? Even though she had called me after the 7 days, she still wanted to see how I was doing. And I told her I'm doing really good. The infection cleared up. I told her about the purging. She was like, yep, that's good. That's exactly what we want to hear. She looked at everything. She was like, they look amazing. She showed me the before pictures. At my 6-month update, I'm going to actually reach out to them and ask them if it's possible for them to email me over my before pictures. Because you guys, like, it's something that I was so insecure about that I never took pictures of. A lot of people did not even, like, it's not something that you notice just by looking at me for the most part, because since I've dealt with this for so long, I was able to hide the fact that my breasts were so uneven. but she showed me the picture of like, you know, my bra off. They took the before pictures and I was like, oh my gosh, I literally cannot believe what my breasts used to look like. Like literally, guys, this is how it was. Little breasts, big breasts, like not exaggerating. That is how it looked. And I was like, that's crazy. And then like side profile is like, you know, little breasts. And then you have a huge breast on the side. Like I could fit my right breast in my one hand, but I couldn't fit my left breast in one hand. I would literally have to grope that big old thing. So yeah, and it's just crazy, like looking at my breasts now and even just being small, ordering different things, because I am trying out different bras. I'm gonna get into a few of those things in a second, but it just, you know, I already deal with body dysmorphia with losing so much weight, but you kind of deal with it as well with changing your breast size, because I've always been heavy chested. Even when I wasn't like heavier in weight, when I was like in middle school and high school, I've always been heavy chested. And I know at least throughout my high school years, for sure, I was always a double D. And then when I got to my heaviest, I didn't actually get the right bras, but I'm pretty sure I was a triple D, because even measuring my breasts when I went in there, I was a double D still. So if I'm a double D after losing 80 pounds, I definitely was a triple D. And I know a girl I used to work with, she'd be like, girl, you like an H, aren't you? And I'd be like, no, I think it's just because I would never buy those bras. Like I was sticking to the double Ds. I know my last biggest bra was a 44 double D, and I was still spilling out of that. But you were not catching me buying a bra bigger than that. Plus, I had to buy bras that were going to be okay for this breast. So if I was like a triple D in this breast, the left breast, I was a D cup in my right breast. So buying a bra that was way bigger than that, I wouldn't have been able to play it off to make them look even on a day-to-day basis. So yes, now let's get into some other issues, I would say. So with the supportive bra that I have, I like it. Now, do I think it supports enough? I'm not sure. I mean, I guess I'm so used to wire bras that it's so hard getting into this wireless thing. I mean, I think it does what it needs to do. I do feel a difference, like when I'm wearing, like I bought a Skims bralette, and when I'm wearing that, I definitely don't feel as supported. So I do see the difference in that. One thing that I've noticed over time, so when I first got the bra right after surgery, you know, they measure you to tell you what band size that you're going to buy. And I was a 36. But right after surgery, I ended up having to buy I bought a 40, and I ended up returning that because it was too loose for the band size, a 40B. And then I bought a 38B. I still have the 38. I think that's the one I'm wearing right now. And I do have it on the tightest hook because, especially right now, this isn't my right size. I am a 36B for sure. But in the beginning, I would say definitely make sure you have multiple size bras, because I was so swollen that the 40 at a point just felt comfortable for me. Like right after surgery, the 40 felt good because it would literally create indents into my breast and leave bruising on the sides of me because how swollen I was. But as the swelling started to go down, then I would need my correct band side to feel supported. And then I would make sure that, you know, my straps were on the tightest. So like even still, I do feel like these straps could be tighter, and I do have it on the tightest setting. So I am still looking for different bras. I haven't had much luck. So I'm looking for something specific. I've tried different ones on Amazon, but I haven't found any that I really like. So as you'll kind of see, I'm gonna insert a clip actually showing you my incision lines. Okay, so I wanted to get quite up and personal with how things are looking. I'll scoot back a little bit here. So I am now a 36B for sure. This is just a bralette from Skims. And this is what I'm sleeping in currently, because I did get the go to be able to, actually she told me I have to sleep completely braless, but I am not ready for that by any means. So I just have something like this just to keep me slightly supported, but it really isn't like pushing me up or anything like that. I hope I don't get demonetized for this video, you know, but I wanted to be able to show you guys my scars. I do keloid, so I want that to be known, but I do think that I'm healing pretty good. So I'm gonna try to show you guys my scar without showing you guys, you know, my whole titty. But yeah, so these are my scars. This one, getting up in personal. If you can see here, this scar is almost gone and it's a lot lighter. And this doesn't go far at all on the side. And like I said, I do keloid, so for some people this probably would have been invisible by now. But for me, I think it's healing quite well. It is red because I showered and put bio oil on and everything like that, so it's kind of irritated. This one does go a little bit farther, but not too far. As you can see, my cuts are not perfect, and this left breast is still, you know, trying to take shape. Oh, I wanted to show you guys here, like this looks weird, and then this, they're called dog ears. So I will have to get a revision for that. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to get a little up close and personal, show you what my scarring look like, especially for someone who does keloid, just to have something to reference to if you are a person where your scars don't always heal beautifully, or if you are a person that keloids as well. I'm gonna start off with part one of this. So with the bras, because of where, I don't know. So when I sleep, it doesn't bother me any other time, but when I sleep, you know, your bra is moving around as you are moving throughout the night, and my bra will rub against, it's mainly the left side, the left breast. It will rub against my incision, and it will create like this burning sensation. And y'all, it hurts so bad. It feels very uncomfortable. It just like stings. It stings so bad. So I am gonna try to find some long line bras, or like, I'm about to work out. So I have, I just threw my sports bra on top just to give me a little bit more compression, because I didn't want to wear like my super compressive workout bras, just because I'm not doing any high intensity things. But I just have a sports bra on that I owned previously. It's actually like a 1X or a 2X. It's super big. So it's something that I wear during the night, because with it being bigger, it goes down further. And since they get, I don't know if I mentioned it, but they gave me clearance to not wear a bra. Now that I'm 3 months out, I don't have to wear a bra when I'm sleeping. I can sleep braless. I do not feel comfortable doing that. I already told her to, like, that's probably not going to happen. So I do not sleep braless. I'm not comfortable to do that yet. Honestly, I don't think I ever really liked sleeping braless. I liked to be supportive even when I was bigger. And I didn't like them things just going all over the place. So yeah, I'm not comfortable with sleeping braless at this point. But I am starting to like trying to sleep in the Skims bralette, just because it is, it's a bralette. It's different, but also again, it does create that rubbing against my incision. So until I'm a lot more healed, I don't think I'm gonna be able to wear those for sleeping, more of like a lounging type of situation. And then just like these, either a long line bra or a long line sports bra, something like that when I'm sleeping, so that it's not rubbing against my incision. So on the subject of incisions, we're gonna get into some of the cons. So I do not like my incisions. I do not like how my surgeon cut me. So no, not everything's gonna be perfect, but he could have definitely done a better job. I feel like my lines are very rigid. It just seems like I was cut by someone who didn't know what they were doing. My lines are not straight. My lines are not the same on each side, which I know they weren't gonna be perfect because the breasts were different, but it just looks I just don't like the way it looks. Like, I wanted it to be like the cut like this. And then they explained to me why they don't cut, at least from my surgeon in particular. They do not cut, you know, like where your wire bra would sit underneath you. That is where most people get their incision lines for the anchor incisions. That is not what they do at the surgery place where I went to. They do it up a little bit higher so that when you do wear bras, they hope that then things aren't rubbing against it, which I did find that super helpful during my healing process. When I was putting my padding on and having the bra on, nothing rubbed against it. It's crazy that I'm 3 months out and I'm having problems with things rubbing against my incision. It's mainly just the tail end of the left one. It does it on the right just ever so slightly occasionally, but it's mainly on the left breast because it does go out a little bit farther on that end. But when I was during my first like month of healing, I didn't have any rubbing against my incisions because they are a little bit higher up, and the anchor part for like from my nipple to where the anchor part of the incision is, it isn't far. It's like maybe an inch. So when a lot of people, it's a lot further down. So that is a thing that I, you know, didn't really like. I mean, I'm dealing with it. I do every single day when I shower. I am massaging them. I am trying to get rid of these lines. I do keloid, so my scars are going to heal different than a lot of people. So I don't really like to base my scarring on anything. And I don't think you should compare my scarring to anything unless you keloid as well. Now, I do think that the bio oil works so good. And I think that massaging your breast the way they say every single day is really beneficial for your healing process, with how your scars heal, at least for me personally. Now, like I mentioned before, I think my scars on my right breast are healing a lot better than on my left, and I think it's personally because I was able to massage this one for 2 weeks longer than this breast, because this one had the open sutures. So I wasn't able to do much. And even if I got close to where those, that open suture was, baby, it would be painful. So I really didn't get to massage in there for those 2 weeks, which was not the best. I did massage like around my areola area, and other parts where I could, but yeah. And this one, the left breast, because they had to take out a lot more and do a lot more invasive work with, I think that healing is going to be a lot harder. But I'm not too concerned about it. I mean, I knew I was gonna keloid. I know how I scar. It is what it is, and that wasn't my big take or to leave it far as the surgery in general. But like I said, I do think, oh my gosh, that bio oil, baby, get you some bio oil for healing up your scars. I'm telling you, it works amazing. You just have to stay consistent with it. From my 1 month mark, when they gave me the go to be able to massage, I started using that up until now every single day, and take that time to massage. Like I said, I take about 3 minutes on each side to massage. And if it's a day where I'm able to do, because she says like 5 minutes is what they recommend, I do that. And I just take my fingers and I do circular motions around my scarring, and it feels so much better. I know at first I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna look so bad, it's gonna feel so bad, because you could feel, you know, the line in between where they, you know, brought the skin together. And now feeling that that line has smoothed out, and on my right breast there is no line, especially like the line going down from the anchor, that line is non-existent. Like, you can see it ever so slightly. And then the clip that you'll see, I am super red because I had just showered and just massaged. So I was, you know, they were a little agitated. But other than that, you guys, I love that part. Now, getting into some tips that I would tell you as far as if you're going to think about getting a breast reduction surgery. I would say, if you are able to, do your research. Look at pictures, and get multiple consultations if you can. I guess for mine, since I was getting it paid through insurance, the way that I had to do it here was there was 2 places that I had to choose from. They could only send the referral to one. I couldn't, you know, pick both. So, and she recommended the lady that works directly with the surgeon, which she was right. She's absolutely amazing. she knew her personally. She used to work with her before, and she recommended that place. So I just went with that place. I did a little bit of research, took little things on their site, and for what I've seen from customers, which for one, their customer service was great. They did a really good job, and like their stuff was better than when I looked at the other place. Yeah, the results I felt like were a lot better, but there was so much stuff far as like people saying it was supposed to be approved through insurance, and then a lot of people's stuff didn't fall through, and they were billed for this, they were billed for that. It was just a lot of financial things that I was like, look, I can't afford to be ending up being charged with this surgery. And the way that it seems like that company handled things was pretty much like, get your surgery, we're gonna do a good job, but then after that, we ain't worried about you. And I didn't want that. Like, this is something really new. I wanted people that was gonna work with me, somebody who's gonna take care of me. So that's what I based it off of, even though I do feel like the other places work from their pictures were a lot better. So I don't know if I would say I regret going to this place, because my surgeon, like, his personality was amazing. He was very helpful. Everything about that was really great. Even though I haven't met with him since. I don't know if that's weird, but I have met with his assistant, is who I've been working with the entire time. She was actually in the surgery room as well. She's very hands-on with it. She's just not the main surgeon. So I think that's why I don't feel as uncomfortable, but I haven't seen my surgeon since the day of surgery. So yeah, I don't know, but I say if you are able to get multiple consultations, do your research. At this point, honestly, as well, I would say go off of whose work is better, because you're going to want the best results. You're going to want something that you're super happy with. At the end of the day, you have to look at your breasts. Now, when I look at my breasts in the mirror, for the most part, I am super happy. They're not completely uneven. Going into that a little bit, my right breast has taken shape. It is more rounded. My left breast has not rounded out yet, but when she was looking and feeling my scar tissue, she says she thinks that my left breast still has some healing to do. You know, not everything is going to be completely healed at the same time. So I am still being patient, and I'm hoping that the left breast does start to take shape, because right now it is kind of like, so like when I lift my arms up and you're looking at it, it is like square. It like goes like this instead of being a circle. Like the right breast actually curves. The left breast has not taken shape, so it hasn't done its thing. So that can make it look a little weird, but for the most part, when I'm looking in the mirror, I think it looks good. I do have something called dog ears. If I'm able to insert something about it, I will. But at the tip points of some of your incisions, it will kind of give like a little bit of hump. I think I talk about it in the clip that I'm going to insert, showing that. And I do have to get, I know for sure I have to get a revision done for that on my right breast, but they don't do that till you're a year post-op. And it's something that they do in the office. I asked about it. It is not invasive. They do it in the office. I'm going to be awake for it. They just numb the area. They, you know, say take the rest of the day off, like don't work for that day, but after that you're fine. It's not like the recovery is nowhere near like the breast reduction. So I liked hearing that. I do have a dog ear on my left breast as well, but she says she wants to wait to see if they're going to need a revision for that, depending on how my breast decides to take shape. So I don't meet with them again until my year out. So again, in December, then they'll reevaluate things unless I go through any complications, which I'm praying I won't. I don't think I will going forward. So I'm really praying, and you guys keeping my fingers crossed. Keep me in your prayers as well. But I'm praying that everything, you know, works out for the best, that my left breast starts to take shape, and that, you know, things come for the better. But for the most part, overall, I'm really happy with it. I'm not in the same headspace as I was and feeling down about myself and about my body as I was when my breasts were completely lopsided. So I will take this over what I had before any day. It's so crazy. When I even ordered my Skims bralette, you know, they go in there. I was like, let me go to the size chart, and I'm a 36B. And even saying I'm a B cup sounds so crazy. And actually a B cup looks larger than I thought it does. Because when I look at my breasts, I really don't think that they look as small as I think a B cup is. But I was a medium, and I was like, ain't no way I'm fitting into no medium Skims bra. But I ordered it. I ordered two different bras. One, I just really didn't feel like I was gonna pay for, like, it wasn't worth $55. So I sent that back, but I fit into a 36B. The only thing is I do still have back rolls and things like that. And you know, the band is just a skinny band. So if you have rolls, that's gonna pop out no matter what. But then I ordered the Skims bralette, and y'all, when I got that in the mail, I was like, this thing is not finna fit me. It is so damn little. But I put it on and I said, oh my God, it fits. It fits. Like, my titties is little, y'all. Like, it's so hard to like really, you like, I got little titties. Like, I'm a B cup. You telling me, Divana, I'm a B cup? Like, it's so crazy. But I am, you guys. But I don't regret it at all. I wouldn't take it back. Now, would I change some things? Possibly, but I feel like this is what God intended for me. Everything fell into place. The whole place, like the whole company, they're all super, super nice, super helpful, very greeting, very welcoming. It's a small company, plastic surgery place, whatever you want to call it. It's a small little building, so everything is very tight knit, and I like that. And everybody communicates, and their response time is super quick. And with the other place, it was like very big. And like I said, just from the reviews, I didn't like the reviews. As far as all of the other little things that I know I personally need. I need somebody that's going to be there to walk me through these things, that's going to answer all of my questions, that's not going to be bothered by all my questions, that's, you know, going to talk me through the financial part. Do I have to pay this? Do I not have to pay this? Don't surprise me with things. All of that, that's what I needed. And that's why I went with the place that I went to, even though I felt like the pictures were not the best. But besides that, I am super happy. I am happy to be able to try new things. I got rid of so much stuff because I have lost 90 pounds. So I don't have a lot of the things that I had to be able to compare, like how my breasts look in this compared to that. But I do still have something. So I am going to have a video coming with comparing, you know, what my breasts look like when I was a double, triple D to now being a complete B cup, which is so crazy to me. One thing I can tell you guys, if you're thinking about it, do it. At least go to the consultations. If they offer free consultations, it's not going to hurt you to talk to somebody, to see their thoughts on things, to get a feel for what their process is, to know their process. Every place is going to do things differently. And you're going to want to feel comfortable with how they do things. I know I didn't want to go with the place that had drains. I didn't want to deal with drains. So I wanted to go to a place that didn't have that. So that was a big for me. So just learning those different things, watching these type of videos to see people's experiences. A lot of people had other experiences than I had. A lot of videos that I watched, no one got this weird infection that I got. And I'm blessed that it didn't go crazy, because I know she told me you could have had like fever, aches, like the whole flu type of symptoms, but I didn't, luckily. But it was still weird to like have a very bright red breast, and you're like super concerned, like, oh my gosh. And you know, I did go through the deep dive on Google and go to WebMD, and I shouldn't have, but luckily I didn't take that too much to the head, because I did get that response time that I wanted, which really helped me to be able to process things a lot better. And they got on it like this. She sent them antibiotics within an hour, picked them up, and I got started on my stuff right away. And she said, I'm gonna call you in 3 days. She called me in 3 days, bright and early at 9 a.m., honey. She said, I'm gonna call you on the 7th day. Same thing, bright and early, checking on me. And she said, if anything happens, I want you to just come in. She said, don't call us, come in. Call us when you say I'm on the way. So I loved that part. They really care about you, and that's what you need to find. Somebody that's going to care about you and walk you through these things. And even though I've voiced my concerns, I voiced all of these things in the beginning, like around my nipples where they sewn, you know, my areola back on. I was like, oh my gosh, it's very wrinkly. Like, why does it look so weird? She was like, don't worry, it's going to even itself out. And it has so much. And even like, oh my gosh, getting into that, I know this video has been kind of long, but my areolas were big. Like, yeah, they were big. And now they're, you know, normal little cute little areolas. Like, it's just weird. And like, now I have to think about like nip slips and stuff like that. Like, that was not a thing. Like, I'm gonna have nip slips. Like, that just sounds so cute to me. Like, it's just never something I ever had to think about. So yeah, you guys, if this is something that you're thinking about doing, definitely do it. Definitely do your research. Do your research on the doctors. Do your research on the reviews, how they treat the people, how their work in general, as well as things you might need. I bought so many more things than I ever really needed. So just watch different videos and have their take on it. Buy things that you can return, honey. Definitely do that, because I did end up returning some things because it was packages that I didn't even open, things that I didn't use. And I did talk about that in one of my previous videos. Like I said, will have those other videos linked in the description box below. And I do have, I believe, a playlist on my breast reduction things. So you guys, thanks so much for tuning into this video. Thanks for coming along this journey with me. I appreciate all the love and support. If you have any other questions, definitely either DM me on Instagram or put it in the comments down below. If you're thinking about getting a breast reduction, I would love to hear from it down below, you guys, how you feel, where you are in the process. Let's definitely interact, get some things going. And you guys, I will see you in my next video.